Hey, how's it going, everyone? Dark Matter Editing here, bringing you a Photoshop tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to be discussing how to make a cryptocurrency logo. So cryptocurrency is becoming very popular. There may be a lot of people out there that know how to make cryptocurrency logos already, or there's probably plenty of people that don't. And so we're going to go ahead and do this in Photoshop today. Cryptocurrency is becoming very popular, and you may have somebody out there who knows how to program and do things like that, but maybe they're very inexperienced in making graphics. And so this is what this tutorial is kind of tailored to. So we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and go to File and New Composition. Call this Crypto Logo, 8,000 by 8,000. The reason I do that is because 8K is starting to become popular, and I want to make sure that this logo doesn't get all messed up when we try to scale it up in the future. You could also do 4K or 4,000 by 4,000 as well. The reason for the even numbers is so it makes a perfect square. But for today, we'll do 8,000 by 8,000, but feel free to customize this to a lower figure, especially if your computer can't handle that. So we'll go ahead and hit Create. Now I have two examples of ones that I've made already. So if I come over here, I've got kind of a cool blocky effect as the background. And then crypto logo number 2, I've got kind of like a waves effect in here. You don't want to be too over the top with these because the community generally likes simple logos. You can go totally crazy with these logos. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just going to kind of keep it simple, but not like overly simple too, because otherwise that defeats the point of the tutorial. So now that we're starting fresh, let's go ahead and create a new layer by coming down to the bottom right, hitting that plus sign. We're going to come up to the left, grab this marquee tool by holding down left click and then selecting the circular one. Come out somewhere in the middle of the project. We're going to click anywhere. And what we're going to do is hold shift so it makes a perfect circle. Then we're going to come over here and try to center that. Once centered, you can hit shift backspace so we can fill in this selection with a color. Let's go ahead and maybe select, let's do maybe red. Hit OK. Now, while it's still selected, we're going to create another layer. Going to go to Select, Modify, Contract. We're going to do 250. If you do a canvas that's 4,000 by 4,000 pixels, you may need to cut this value in half. Hit OK, and that's going to shrink the selection so we can create a border. We'll hit Shift, Backspace again. Let's go ahead and do black this time. Hit OK. Then we're going to go ahead and click on, with that selection still in place, click on this red element, or excuse me, yeah, the red element, and then hit backspace again. And what that does is going to cut out the center part of the circle. And then what we're going to do is drag this border element above, so that way it's underneath it, or sorry, so the black circle is underneath the red circle. All right, cool. So we're going to hit Control D, and then we have our logo element in the center. Now we're going to go ahead and start building a made-up logo in the middle of the circle here. So we're going to go ahead and duplicate this black circle. Then we're going to Control-click, Shift Backspace. Let's change this color. I don't know. Maybe we'll do the dark blue. Control-D to deselect, Control-T to free transform. And then what we're going to do is Control-Shift-Alt, grab the corner, and this is going to allow us to twist this inward. Now, it kind of looks cool no matter what we do with this. You can kind of create an hourglass effect, which is what we'll do for this. But you can see you can really mess with this quite a bit. But I'm going to center this, make it hourglass, hit the checkbox, Control-T again, and we're going to actually rotate this. Let's see if we can get 45-degree angle. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is duplicate this hourglass. So I'll go down here, click and drag to the plus sign. Control click the hourglass, shift backspace, and we'll fill this in with white. Then what we're going to do is Control D to deselect, Control T for free transform. We're going to hold Alt and then grab a corner, and that will bring this inward in a proportional way. You can make this as big or small as you want. We'll hit enter. Now what I'm going to do is click on one of these, click on the other one. We're going to drag and duplicate both, and that will bring a copy. Hit Control T while they're both selected, and we're going to rotate another 45 degrees. You can hold Shift while you're dragging this around, and you'll see you can make some really cool effects doing this. So I like how that looks. That's kind of neat. So we'll hit the checkbox. Maybe we'll do it one more time. Again, reduplicate, Control T. Let's go ahead. Looks like 15 degrees is the sweet spot here. And then what you can also do is, because there's a lot of layers forming, click the top one, hold Shift, click the bottom one, it will select them all. There's a folder icon. We'll go ahead and hit this folder. Okay, so now that we have our element in place, what we can do is we can scale down the group by clicking Control T, Alt, and bringing this in with the Alt key. All right, so what we're going to do is Control click the black circle, filter, render clouds, filter, render difference clouds, and then we're going to do filter, render, blur, Gaussian blur. Let's see what this looks like at 100. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. Hit OK. Then what we're going to do is double click on the circle. Oh, sorry, hold on. Hit Control D. Double click on the circle. And then we're going to do a gradient overlay. And then we're going to play around with these blending modes. So when you do that, it's going to overlay this color on top of that kind of black surface that we just made. So first what you want to do is look for an effect that you like the most. We'll start with overlay, and then maybe we can look through here to see if we can find something cool that we like. Okay, that looks kind of neat. I think I'll go with that. And then we can scale this down, and that will kind of make a half and half gradient look. Hit OK. Let's go ahead and change the color and border of this red circle by double clicking. Let's add a stroke to start. And then you can choose the position as outside. That's the one I like. And we can do a color overlay. Let's maybe take a look at some of these options here. So that teal turquoise is looking pretty cool. Hit OK. Let's go ahead and double click on the fan layer and then go to stroke. Let's go ahead and add a black stroke. Maybe we do 60. You could also do the blue color too, if you prefer, if you wanted to stand out. We can go ahead and do that. Let's hit OK. OK. We're going to add the text. Let's click on the text tool. I've got the mountains font, and I've set the text to 1000. And we'll do FC for fan coin. Hit the checkbox. Move tool. We're going to drag this, get it kind of towards the center. You could do Control A as well, and then do the alignment tool. Control D. Control T. Let's hold Alt, scale this guy up. And then we're going to rotate it. Maybe 15 degrees looks good. And then we're going to recenter it again because sometimes that can mess up the offset. Maybe we purposely bring it over to the left a bit. And then what we're going to do is add some quick blending options. Maybe a gradient will look good. Let's go here, make the blend mode normal. Now it remembers the gradient you used for the background earlier in the tutorial, which looks pretty cool. Maybe we can mess with the scale a bit, kind of create a more even look. And then we'll add a stroke. Let's do black to this one. I think that looks better. And then what we can do is add a glow. So do inner glow, bring up the opacity, set the blend mode to normal, bring up the size. Let's do like 100. And we'll change the glow color to the border. Hit OK. You could do center or edge. I like edge better. I think that's looking really good. Now, if you want it to kind of glow a little bit more, you can mess with some of these options. Like color dodge is really good. That's one of my favorite ones to use. You can change the look down here by quality contour. And there may be some that really pique your interest. Like this one looks kind of cool. So we'll hit OK there. And that's pretty much it. If you want the FC to stand out a bit more, sometimes you can add a drop shadow. That can help quite a bit. And you can thicken that up, bring the distance down. The spread will help thicken that darkness. And then you can increase the size here. And then hit OK. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is how to create a PNG. So it's just the logo and no background behind it. So we want to get rid of this white space. So we click on the eyeball on the background. And now you'll see a checkerboard background. And that checkerboard is an indication that there's nothing there. So what we can do now is hit File, Save As, and we want to change this to PNG. We'll name this Crypto Logo Final, and then hit Save. And you're pretty much done. Now, one thing that I want to let you know is that the file size can prevent you from uploading it on certain websites. So if you want to choose smallest size, that would be wise. Or what you can also do is go to image size, and then you can actually just bring down the width and the height to say like 1500 or whatever. And don't save your Photoshop. Just save the PNG itself so you don't overwrite the actual Photoshop file. All right, and that'll about do it. If you have any questions, feel free to like, subscribe, and add comments, and I'll do my best to answer them.